chat room talking
I was
about
in the
me being
chat
drunk.
room. I mean, obviously, I'm gonna hype it up. There was a new book of tales.
A nude?
A new
Oh.
book of tales. I'm trying to remember the name of it. I own it. It's a newer version of like Caro's book, and it's really good.
That's so weird. You have so many poker books when you're illiterate.
Oh, okay.
That was an unnecessary dig, Tom. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
that was.
Right, nice.
I have so many good books. There's
That boy's good.
the one I still remember that like helped my game a lot for playing like lower stakes cash was playing the player by Ed Miller. That's a really good book. If you guys play a lot of like live, no limit, low stakes, that's a really good book. It talks about like the dead money that people leave behind. It's kind of like what we were touching on tonight about all the missed value and things like that. So, who's Troy?
I'm Troy. So, Dan Limping here, I believe a straddle was on. I'm not sure if his hope was someone was going to raise and he was going to stick it in the middle, but I'm just not. That's a good start for him. Does anyone have anything to go along with it? Not really.
15 is the bet.
So instead of raising and getting called, he's going to have everyone just limped. He might have actually made a max in this hand.
I think so by playing it that way.
I mean, it's not my favorite, but he's winning the max, I
Yeah.
think.
That was the book. It was Reading Poker Tales by Zachary Outwood. That's like the new age Caro.
Wonder when we're going to get an emote of you, Tom.
I made one. I made a B-Milgasm. Oh man.
No need to thank us. Whoever started that.
Chat will always find something, you know?
Gel pan. Did you start that?
No, it came up yesterday. Or I think even last week.
Yeah, last week it started. I thought they were
Yeah,
talking about
Tom.
you looked like him, and then
No, I don't think I look like him.
I don't think so either.
I think Tom needs about, I'd say another 15 years to get even a little stash growing, brewing.
That's true.
I don't know.
I once walked next to Tom Dwan at the Rio,
Yeah?
and I tried to take a picture of him like nonchalantly, and I just got his shoes.
Wow. Was it awkward? Was he just as awkward in real life as he is like
He was
on
on
TV?
He's on a phone yelling at somebody.
It's probably I can't go there.
Okay.
I have
I
to stay filtered.
I also saw Maria
Stay slow
Ho,
down.
and she looks nice in person. It's
I'm
tough.
just gonna stop.
Tough. I know
There's
it.
so many things I want to say. I'm not gonna say them. I think I found Bart Hansen's phone in the bathroom in the Rio.
I remember that story. Why don't you go ahead and just share it with our audience?
I found Bart Hansen's phone in the bathroom.
So the weird part is like I mean you've told me a story a couple of times, but I haven't figured out yet why you guys are sharing a stall.
we weren't sharing a stall. I was in the bathroom and there was a phone there, and I picked it up and took it to security, and then like, oh, this is a
So Chris again flops weak-ish. I mean he flops top pair here and leads. So Chris generally isn't leading without anything, but this should be something that people are picking up on. Granted, they haven't seen his cards, but I'm just saying like when he leads, it's not necessarily like he has like all the goods.
Yeah, if I stop laughing, maybe I'll be right on.
No more jokes, guys. The map just flats, huh? Nope. Back it up. Map must have raised. No? What is going on in this world?
It's poker, man. Everybody plays it different. Okay.
It's Pokemon.
Pokemon.
Alright, what? Chris is betting again here. Mav, you gotta get some money in the pot, brother. What is he scared? He can't be scared.
I mean, it might work in his favor. I mean, Heyo, Poke Girl in the chat. She's our #1 fan now. She's in here every single week.
She's our first sub.
Our one and only.
Good for her. Good for us. Good for everyone. There it comes.
100.
Nice.
Mav is keeping it 100.
He throws the hammer down.
Go
Do you
bot.
really, now this is something. Do you think that Chris is ever going to call this with Queen Deuce? Do you think it's even possible?
Well, he actually has queens and tens with a 9. But
Queens and tens with a 9.
he doesn't like to fold.
Still, it's just like, I don't know.
Does Mav? Well, I mean, there's a lot of hands he got there now. King Jack.
That might have been the perfect amount, honestly. Like, it's 65 more. He's like, you know what? I have a queen. I gotta see what he has.
I'll let it go.
Oh, I'll let it go.
verbal folds. Careful.
Nice bet. I gotta see that one on the replay. I think you bought me one.
How do you pronounce that?
Hey.
Perfect.
I had a queen. Huh?
Hey, don't shortchange yourself, Chris. You had queens and tens. Don't worry about it.
Anti-checks. Just stick around, man. This is entertainment for all those poker players. All right, we like to watch this. It's fun, you know. It
Yeah, I
kind of
mean,
gets you. It gets your mind thinking like, man, if I was in this position, what would I do? Because it definitely wouldn't be what they're doing sometimes. So,
Right. I agree. Anti-checks. I'm glad you folded too, just because Mav is never taking a bluff line on that like that. It just didn't make a whole lot of sense. Everything got there. He check called. Looks like a 10. If nothing else, it's a good queen or a king jack. So I mean, the whole world was just beating Chris to death there.
So is this a straddle pot, I'm assuming? There we go. Mav's just recognizing that everybody is playing super, super limpy. So, hey, there's dead money out there. And it's a straddle pot, raising the stakes.
And if there's anyone that
Get
loves
it.
dead money, it's Mav.
Right. No pun intended.
All puns intended.
Yeah, like I said, I never checked, so you know, all you needed was a queen to use a kicker.
Right. Which is why I wish I was a kicker.
So we have some downtime.
No.
I'm gonna post this link here.
Just go ahead and just give him a little bit of a
There you go.
backstory.
That link that I just posted in chat, that's a hand between me and Mike.
White Drake.
White Drake. We played this hand, and the clip's not too long. I mean, you can skip the dead times.
Did you clip it?
I clipped it. It's right at the time, I believe. Oh no, it's not. Whoops.
You still have it in the third one. You should still have it. You can, if you want to just tell them the time.
Yeah, it's at 43 minutes on that clip.
How many seconds?
43:15. So when you get some downtime, check that out. Me and Mike playing heads up. Well, we got heads up.
Dan's looking to get it on the middle here.
15. And it looks like an all in.
If Tibor can sniff out the fact that Dan's on the hard draw, you might call, but I was gonna say it's like a 7% chance.
Don't call it a comeback.
I'm not really sure why Toby's not working tonight.
What's that?
Took a day off, I guess.
I mean, you know, sometimes Toby wants to be with us, and sometimes he doesn't want to be known.
Sometimes he's just a jerk.
Toby is a jerk.
I've got in here before. Something like that.
Who wrote it?
Oh.
Toby's back. Guess who's back?
Oh, Toby's here. Pew 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 pew.
Sure, I've heard that just though.
Anti-checks, if you let me come with you to when we're popping bottles, touching models, let's do it. Come on up.
Yeah, I want to pop some bottles and touch some models.
Yeah, it's called
Doesn't that get just a bit monotonous for you though? It's like all
Yeah.
you do.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes you gotta settle down.
We actually, I really need to sit you down and talk about your drinking problem.
I lost. I don't go to the Diamond Lounge anymore. Tell you that.
Pew pew pew. Got that right. Toby's back in the house. Dude, I swear we have like everyone sharing straight draws like over and over tonight. And Darren's, I think, in all of them.
Kishku, I'm an excellent wingman. I'm the Duff.
You're a dove?
The Duff.
Whoa. Sorry, I was a little behind on that one.
I'm the one that breaks the ice.
So Dan actually makes his queen on the turn. It checks through, allows Darren, who had no reason to be in the hand, to actually make top pair.
And bingo, bango, free money.
Boingo. Yeah. Dead monies.
We need a dead money emote and a burning money emote.
I want one that moves.
What about a dead burning money emote?
Like money that just like disintegrates. Like it's like I'm melting.
Because this is exactly what's happening. Burning up the money.
Burning down the house. Dude, I just need like all these 80s songs like all clipped up together and I just
Well, apparently if I get knocked out when we're playing Chase the Bracelet, I'm going to be singing one of these songs.
those are the rules, Toby. I don't know what to tell you. Dude,
God, man.
dude, they're all about the Dwan. Jerry's getting on the 80s rap scene. Little LL Cool J.
That's not my favorite LL Cool J song.
What is it, Jerry?
I Need Love.
Jerry's favorite LL Cool J song is "I Need Love."
Toro says, I bet Dan doesn't know who the sucker is at the table. Oh, man.
That makes me.
That was a deep cut.
That is just to the bone. To the bone.
Oh my.
Oh man, just.
Somewhere in the state would Bobby go like. Where'd you go to high school? Central Howard.
Oh, yeah, you're the hood guy.
We should try to get.
Someone just told Jerry he was the hood guy. From the hood.
Shots fired, literally.
Three players.
Didn't even your best shot half done it.
Wow, where's it? I mean, all the 80s songs are just being talked about.
Maverick, Chris.
Hit me with your best shot.
Oh, okay. Mike Colton.
Mic check, 1 2 1 2.
Chris Paul. Yes. As always.
Chris calls. As always, I'm in there.
Everybody else called it, I called him. We got Chris, Matt.
What's Cooch nibbling on over there?
I called that race 15.
You didn't hear that?
No, I didn't hear it. I'm sorry.
Sorry, that was a really gross sound. Darren says, "What's Cooch nibbling on over there?"
Oh man.
25.
Let me see if this works. Nice. There it is.
Heads up.
I got it right on the time.
Oh, Chris stole away the lead from Matt here. And Matt's like, you know what? I'll let you have it for one street. I'm like, have it back, please. Thank you very much.
Get the chippies in my pocket.
That could be your rap song. That's the title.
That's White Drake's new album.
Get the chippies in my pocket. Chippies in my pocket. Chippies in my pocket.
35.
Chris is like, gall darn it. I knew I should have bet turn. I mean, River's relevant, but He could have got his money in good.
The old Queen 4.
I've got everything.
Any more of them stickers?
Look at this. See, this is why we love Darren. Look, he comes in. He's like, here, you want some Twix? You want some M&Ms?
Hey, you having a rough night? Here, have some sugar.
Have some sweets.
Want some sugar, sugar?
Darren, you got stickers in there? T-Boy would like it.
I didn't think Darren was a lefty.
Maybe he's not a lefty. Maybe he's just...
See if I can get his chip stack.
Passing out Snickers.
He is.
Toby, when Toby gets back, Toby's like, I'm gonna make my time well worth everyone's enjoyment.
I do kind of agree with that anti-checks. There's a lot of, I mean, poker, for whatever reason, the community of poker itself, it seems to be just a bunch of nice people. I mean, everybody seems to get along. I mean, they're all working towards the same goal. And the ones that aren't, they're just there to have a good time. So it always seems to be like really nice people playing. And the ones that aren't, they get kicked out. I've seen it happen.
I actually think Tony G's really funny. Like, he's really good at getting under people's skin, but dude makes me laugh.
He makes me laugh too.
What's up, Brent? Welcome to the show, my man. So we had a limp party. Then we got
Man, this game just went to shit.
Matt made a 14.
So he's-
Yeah, you give him Twix and then he jumps all over.
He jumps on it.
He's angle shooting.
What is it? 14.
Did I tell you that they had to call the floor over because I was putting Starburst in the pot when I was betting?
I think you told me that, Nick.
They told me I couldn't do it because it was a prop bet.
Oh, really?
Because I was creating such huge pots by putting a strawberry Starburst in the pot, and everybody would just like call and raise. Holy!
Hey, Chris, welcome to the game. And he leads again. This time he leads strong.
He's like, why not? This is why you can't figure Chris out. This is why you have to play correct, because if you limp in or if you like give him an opportunity, it's gonna be curtains. Unfortunately for him, he can't get any action.
Well, he bet out of flow again, not allowing Matt to bet, and he didn't win more money than he could have. Anybody watch that link that B Million posted?
I don't think anybody's interested.
It proves to you guys that he actually does play poker and he plays it pretty well.
Oh, somebody did. Zach watched it. Dang, Zo. He said that hand was sick. It was sick, man. It was
I was commentating, wasn't I?
You were commentating that night.
I was probably really bad back then.
Yeah, maybe I shouldn't have linked that because that was a 9 day.
I have a hard time watching myself do commentary. Thanks, Dank. Kill the Dankest. Dan's turn with Niners. What? No, the Dan. I guess he's lucky.
He's lucky if you look at the cards, but it's
incorrect.
Should not be. I just don't see the point.
Give him a 9, dealer. Give him. Oh, it's like, oh, that was Chris again. Mav's turn here. A little unlucky that
somebody else. I don't understand how you guys think that I sound like Dara. Like, I haven't even heard him enough to even like compare. Like, I don't even hear this guy talk.
If we have a lull sometime, I'm gonna try to find a dirt clip and we're gonna compare voices.
Man, just Maverick, just getting it, just leading out too. Was he the pre-flop raiser?
No, I think Jacks were.
Interesting.
Yeah, because Matt's small blind.
He had the option.
No.
Here's Dan, the underpair Dan.
This
remember?
is the time?
He does not fold pairs. Remember,
9. Give him a 9, dealer.
What was that last week? Same thing. He decides to float with underpair. He's in the pot 3-way. There's 2 overcards. I mean, it's just something you need to not do. I just think you need to avoid that.
I don't think that's true. He's playing the highest stakes in Macau right now. I know that for a very, very good fact.
Oh my gosh.
Seven needs a bat.
Okay, so I just have to accept the fact that that's what I sound like since literally everybody in the
Well, it's
chat
not
said
like,
this.
I mean, it's better than saying everyone's like, oh, you sound like Barbara Streisand. I mean, they're calling you like one of the sickest poker players of all time. So, kudos.
They think I sound like Dur until I start talking poker strategy, and then they realize I'm completely not him. I'm like the total opposite.
Yeah. Then I realized.
That makes me sad, actually. Kind of makes me a little sad.
I'm looking you up here.
That's ill.
I would have called for would have called on the flop. 5 to go live show.
Alright, I stand by my decision then. Trevor. B. Mills back there saying that's a good pull, Dan.
You're right, Darren.
He wishes we
5
were
to go
saying
live
that.
show. Call. Four. Say it like this.
Right.
Oh man, you're.
Oh, it's Muppets.
Ready?
What we got going here? Is no one raising again? What's happening?
Like 20 seconds.
There it is. Again, I don't really understand why my ace queen just limping. Let's use.
Well, he's limping because he sees that Maverick has been raising every button, and okay.
Good luck, all in.
Now, considering Brian's image, he might actually fold ace queen here.
Yep.
I mean, I don't see why not. And it's not bad to do that. I mean, you're gonna assume that Dan is way stronger than he is,
Let's get limp calling.
and I feel like Mav can never fold. Yeah, so he calls, and here it is. And here we are.
And Brian's like, go bull, golly, my gosh. He's like, I had a queen, by golly.
Oh man.
Four total.
All right, Dan's gonna double up to
He's gonna double up. He's still in there.
161. And while we watch Dan double up, let's have a listen to our poker partner Tom Dwan here.
No.
All right, let's kill a table and turn up. All right, now your turn.
I can't believe that I kind of like feel like I'm hearing myself when I talk when I'm talking now. That's so weird. I don't know if I've ever played with Andy Frankenberger. I don't know.
I felt pretty good after I lost the first 500. I slowed down.
Wow.
Level off.
Level up, yeah.
I don't know what to say, chat. I think you're right. I can. It sounds like I'm talking when he's playing that.
You guys are the same person.
That's insane.
That's awesome.
As they said.
All right. Well,
So I can't wait till you get like mega famous and like you guys like run into each other like you and Bart did in the same stall. And,
it was not the same stall that I ran into Barry in.
and you guys have a moment and you're like, oh, you're you and I sound like you, but I'm now more famous than you. This is really awkward.
Technically, he sounds like me since I'm older, but nah.
Did not play.
With the Marcel Lusk upside down sunglasses going on now with Matt.
I'll never understand it. First off, don't really get the glasses, period.
Second off,
Don't get the upside down ones, so
so uncomfortable.
Four.
it doesn't make sense. They're not made to do that. You put your pants on backwards? Jesus.
They're not made to do that.
Roll that.
If I had $1 for every time Darren said roll that beautiful bean footage, I'd have like $38. So Brian calling with the Jack 10. This is confusing.
25. And call.
Dan actually with the best of it.
Surprisingly, for once.
But if Brian pops out another one there, I don't think Dan can continue.
And he does. And
He goes later, Tater.
bye.
Brian's like, that's what you get for making me 4 days queen when you went all in.
He says, bye.
Ooh, look at this. Look at these props you're getting in the chat.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Well, I will say one of the reasons I didn't show is because I knew that he was communicating with somebody that was watching at the time.
You keep talking.
Oh,
I'm just catching
so
up.
I knew he was going to see the hand regardless, and I just figured I just wouldn't show. I mean, why? He already is going to be heartbroken when he sees it anyway.
Wow.
It was actually funny after that because a couple of my friends texted me and were like, "How did you resist the urge
Your
to
phone,
show?"
your phone nearly broke.
It
You
was
were getting so many
blowing
text
up like,
messages.
"Oh, how could you not show? How could you not show?" I was like, "Hey, I'm the man like that, okay? I just don't show hands. I never show. I don't know. I've always."
I mean, some people are like, "Oh, I never show," and then you catch them showing, and you're like, "Dude, you don't show." It's one of your principles.
I don't see a reason to. I mean, it's just information that they don't need. I'd rather have somebody wondering the rest of the session if they made the right decision. That way, next time they can think about it when they're.
Or you can falsely bloat their ego.
Yeah.
You make them think like, "Oh, good fold," and they're like, "Oh," but they're still wondering. They don't know if you're being honest. You wanna ring link that?
4 players.
Check it out, man. This is Tom Dwan in action.
Come on, dude.
Dude, it's comment.
I honestly wish that I could have.
Stacks are going in again. Here we go. Mike top pair.
Sick.
Dan that flush draw. Dude, a lot of diamonds are killed.
Yeah, and I'd imagine Dan is just never getting out of this. And actually, Chris is in too. Man, this is.
No, he just calls 20? Oh.
I mean, just that way when it breaks off, he can fold.
Is that his plan? Like his plan is
That's
just,
what I'm imagining. That's what I'm imagining.
You're just gonna keep nursing that $91 and just hope.
Oh, really? 90.
There you go.
Jonathan, we will give you a patch. Maybe even a hat if you fly out here.
Got 154 all in.
Did you know Don was in that game?
I forgot about that. That was a
Yeah,
while
he was
ago.
in that game.
All right, so eventually we got it all in here. Chris and Dan are both all in.
This is.
Call. Figure out.
Oh boy. And Mike calls also, so he just has to fade some diamonds.
A
And
10 or a diamond for Dan. Oh, he does get there, and he's gonna triple up.
holy moly! Started from the bottom, now he's here.
Chris
White
ha-
Drake.
Chris actually had a chance for the gunshot straight flush, which the 5 of diamonds would have been like the illest.
I would have went out there and
I
just
think
patted
Dan,
him on the back.
I think Dan would have mooned us then.
Oh man.
Yeah, double jump in there, so you had a respectable stack. When you hit this.
I'm on the left.
How many patches do you plan on wearing, Jonathan? I don't understand. maybe he meant PHAT. Is that still a thing?
I don't think so.
Okay, I just wanted to check.
I mean, maybe like 10 years ago.
In other news,
Okay, come on, man.
I wish I could get a word in here, Tom.
Oh, I know.
It's,
You did it better.
5 of
I only play with him every 6 months or a year.
Quit repeating yourself.
Sorry. Okay, dude. Oh man, that is unbelievable.
That's so fun.
Hey, B-mill mode activated. It's true. It has been activated.
Hashtag harder.
Pound harder.
Dude, where's your boys? Craig is not here.
Dude, I'm
Neither is
missing-
Blundstep.
Craig.
Ooh, I'm sitting, it's true. It's all you gotta know.
It's not true. Okay, chat. Now you guys are razzing me.
Dan is
All right,
back.
I'm back.
let's settle down. B-mill.
That was LLPJ.
Oh, I'm seeing some names in chat now that I haven't seen all night. Thanks for making me talk poorly.
Yeah, you guys are coming in, dude. I miss our regulars though, man. Where's Blundstep and where's
Come on, Craig. Where's Councilman?
Play for a beautiful cheap bracelet. Seat cushion.
Is this a seat cushion hand?
I don't see one. But they were talking.
Didn't you
about
hear
it.
him say that seat cushion?
Wow.
Oh, man.
Sway croc just.
I'm getting lots of love in the chat.
It's
B million
it's
chat
more, it's
lovers.
more like T-mail at this point.
Oh, Tom Dwans.
Trying to get the cushion.
Notice I said Dwans.
Yeah,
Because now it's like.
plural. All right.
So here we go
Are
again.
they still playing poker? Because I feel like we took a long time off there.
Well, basically what happened was I think there was a straddle, and I think that 4 people called that straddle. So here we are.
Well, someone let Matt know his shades are upside down. I'm not so sure.
I don't think he realizes it, but he might find out. And then maybe when he watches this back, he'll realize how dumb that looks with his glasses.
Email mode activated.
I just don't get it, man. First off,
Dude, Mike is stacking
dude,
up
he
the
is
cushions.
stacking cushions. We're gonna see on eBay later just a whole bunch of Chase the Bracelet cushions being sold to Mike.
Or he's going to be sitting like a booster chair. His legs are going to be over the table. He's sitting on all of them.
He's gonna be sitting so high. No, but really, what is the first off? I don't get the point of sunglasses inside playing poker. Like, are you that nervous? Are you that nervous that somebody's gonna get some type of read off of your eyeballs?
Dude, and
Like, what can possibly happen? Are you gonna look down?
do you have a
and, like,
Twitch?
I don't get it. And then now the glass is upside down. Is it like a double fake out?
Double time. It's like
Maybe
you-
it confuses
It's
people.
like you're not even wearing sunglasses anymore.
They're gonna look at you and get confused. They're just not gonna be able to figure out the hand because they're just looking at upside down glasses. I don't.
And maybe they're like, oh, Marcel Luzca's here now. I don't know. Oh, anti-checks might have figured it out.
To hide the high. That makes sense.
Took that Drake
Makes a
song.
lot of sense.
Are you high right now?
I don't know. Let's ask Mike.
Omaha, Nebraska. Like Drake.
Yeah, we're gonna pull till you raise. 6 players.
We got 6 players to the flop. Look at this. $42 pot. 6 players in. Gonna be somebody getting pained on right now.
Pained on. I like
Pained
that.
on.
Pained on.
So, and then it's like, who wants it gets it almost, which is a philosophy to live by.
It's my motto.
That's how all the kids are wearing them, upside down sunglasses. I'm not having kids.
Good choice.
Well, so you got no respect.
Same thing.
Either way.
So, just a reminder, if you guys like what you're seeing, if you enjoy poker as much as we do, as well as the entertainment that comes along with it, give us a follow, hit that subscribe button, get some fancy emotes. I know you guys are jealous of that little blue chip next to all of our names. I mean, if you want that.
We're working on several other new emotes.
74.
Oh, goodness. Wow.
Well,
That is coming
is that
strong.
that's almost bannable. That's almost like I put them on timeout for that.
I kind of like it.
But
Yeah, that's a
yet
lot.
slightly, I like it. Yeah, it's-
No one's talking about me.
I know. What's up with that? Why
I'm
is
not
that
Tom Dwan. I mean, I'm like I don't even know. I'm like Kathy Liebert over here. No one cares.
So here we go. Yet another limp pot.
Yeah, if you guys want, we're working on some new emotes. They'll be available hopefully sometime soon. So the more subs, the more emotes, the more fun, and we all get to have a good time.
And then the more emotes, the more subs. It all works hand in hand.
It does, like you and Bart and Stall.
Okay.
All right, I'm done. Last one. That was my last one. It just fit perfectly.
Oh man. I never got to finish that story actually, but it's not that big a
This
deal.
hand looks annoying, so go ahead and tell it.
Yeah, I found Bart Hansen's. I was at the Rio. I was using the bathroom, and I found a phone in the stall, and I took it to security. And later on, I ran into Bart Hansen, like walking down one of the halls of Rio, and I was like, "Yo, Bart!" And we like started talking. He gave me a shirt. It was, back then, it was Seed Open Poker before it was Crush Live Poker. He gave me a shirt and a patch, and he was like doing something on his phone, and it was the phone I found. And the reason I knew it was his phone was because it had a huge battery pack like thing on it, so like he could literally the whole time he's in Vegas for 2 months or whatever it is, he didn't have to charge his phone. It was just like a backpack of chargers. And I just thought it was ironic. It was like kind of cool, you know. I was like, hey, I found your phone, man. So then he gave me a patch too, and I wore the patch.
Yeah.
It's nice.
You saved the day.
And now here he is, co-commentating. He comes on our show. It's nice.
I think you're wrong.
And Eddie Murphy does all it, so you're not gonna fall for it.
You guys think the POA should be an emote?
Thank you.
It's an idea.
Yeah.
With the our logo.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean that is an idea. I think it would be a hard emote to make unless you did it maybe like a diagonal. You know?
This also could be an emote.
I made an emote of that.
Hey,
It was the Troy emote.
Boom, 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 boom.
Oh, look at that, man.
Boom, 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 boom. He's the man. The best Christmas present I ever got.
That kind of looks like your face on the toilet.
When I'm doing the diddles.
You can make like poker on. Oh, multi-line emote. That's a good idea, Suede Croc. AKA Jordan.
You know these people?
I do know Suede Croc.
You just know everybody.
But yeah, you can make it a multi-line emote. I forgot all about those. It's like 2 emotes together combined to make 1 emote.
It's like that boom, boom, pow.
You type them together.
I like it. Maverick with the second nut draw. Dan with the gut shot. Maverick with top pair. Now Dan with a flush draw and a gut shot. And I see like a 6% and a 0%, so we won't worry about them.
25.
What do you bet? 25? It's a pretty big bet. I mean, you're basically betting pot, but
Has Dan raised yet, other than his jam?
this is a sneaky hand by Dan, though. Like, this is one of the hands that I do like him having in this spot. I mean, he's got a backdoor flush draw. He also has the open-ended, and
What was a gutter nugget?
was it a gutter?
Yeah.
3-5. Oh, yeah. But either way, it's a sneaky little hand. I don't know about calling a pot-sized bet for 1 card to come, though. I mean, you do have a lot of odds, but
spades in a gutter.
there he is. Spades in a gutter ball. My name's Suited Dan
Do you think
with a suited hand.
Do you think it's boring? I don't want to say boring. I think it would be tough to play like Dan, just because you're not. He's rarely putting his opponents to the test. He finds himself in calling spots really, really often.
Well, the problem is he plays too many hands in like an unconventional way. Like he plays them in ways that he gets himself into those situations, and he gets stuck. You know, you get stuck to where it's almost like a guessing game. So instead of actually like figuring out what your opponent has, he plays it in a way where he's kind of the one put to the test every time, and
Right.
that's not good because eventually you're gonna lose. Obviously, I mean
Yeah.
it's gonna happen over and over.
I think Dan's game would improve like quickly if he started putting semi bluffs into his range.
21.
Yeah, if he could just find a raise in some of the spots that he's just calling down with, I think he would be a lot more happy with the results. But I know that's hard to do. I mean, especially when you've played for so long and done the same things over and over. Murder Rick stack size is 666. What a coincidence. Not a coincidence. Okay. I mean, I agree.
So we had a raise to 6 by Chris, who doesn't really have anything behind. Brian appropriately raised it up with 10s. T-Board called the 3-bet. Now it's back to round, and Maverick also called for some reason. Back around to Chris, who ships in his $66. I think if I'm Brian, it's kind of tricky, man. T-Board is really tight. Obviously, Maverick, you can just discount his hand. Like trying to decide if he wants to ISO here or not.
Call.
That might have been a tell. T-Board already shaking his head no as he puts the money in there.
Tibbers. That's Tibbers right there.
I'm feeling a lot of love here, baby. A lot of love.
Oh, Chris is feeling it. I mean, hey, if you're gonna go all in and you get 4 callers,
I'm almost
Why
guaranteeing.
not?
I'm almost guaranteeing Chris wins this hand.
I mean, I like his hand the best.
Like it might come 3 jacks on the flop.
I do agree Brian should re-raise. I mean, I'd like to get the dead money. Heads up, me and the short stack. But to each his own.
I mean, I guess he knew.
Yeah, he knew what was gonna happen. So.
Brian should just folded.
Yeah, I'm all in again, yeah.
It's all in again. He goes, well. I'll tell you what though, if Chris wins this pot, it's good for the game. Heart for the sweats. Yeah. Now we're talking meat sweats.
I got the meat sweats.
Makes me hungry. So,
see, I don't know.
What was
like,
it 8 of hearts in the turn, right?
Yeah, I can see it. Honestly, I think a lot of people in these spots too think more like tournament stylish.
You took the thoughts right out of my head, Tom.
And they don't bet because they're like, oh, let's just check it down because there's somebody all in. But like, it doesn't matter. It's money. This is cash.
This is cash. You're not knocking out a player to have better equity in a tournament. Now, T-Board does not have a whole lot of chips left.
Tibbers.
Sorry, I can't remember that one. I think I like his name T-Board so much. I'd like to say.
I like T-Board too, but the only reason I can't help it is because my League of Legends background has got me saying Tibbers. I mean, that's what it is. His name's Tibbers.
Jack of Hearts in a river. So close.
So close.
Ooh, ugly black prince. Also rooting for the pain. They both already knew that Chris is winning no matter what. Like, 0 chance. At least Brian got a little bit of a rebate there.
Yeah, he got a rebate, man.
Sway croc. Those two words together in the English language just makes me laugh really hard. All right, the game is back on. I have a feeling Chris probably had more money in his pocket. I'm not sure. Maybe not. I mean, you think he would have added on by now?
Hey, why not? Somebody says they really want to slap the dude with the glasses. Hey, you just let people wear their accessories however they want to wear them.
Yeah, we've said our piece about the upside down sunglasses. We'll just bury it now.
I just don't get it. So like, should Chris flip his hat upside down, put the button face down?
I think Mike should take his shirt off and put it on backwards. Just have someone else help him button it in the back. Why are people apologizing to you?
I don't know.
They rub you the wrong way?
I demanded apology and I get it. You know, that's just how it works.
Wow, your internet power is unprecedented.
I press one button and boom. That's how it happens.
I push buttons and this happens.
He's way past outside the box. He's a complete goofball. Goofball Paul.
That's what he's talking about.
Man.
I think he was talking about Chris.
I sound exactly like that kid. It's weird.
Just getting apologies now.
Everybody's so sorry now. It's okay, guys. Glad you're here. Boom shakalaka. Kings.
Sorry,
Murder
Dan.
Rick. Kings.
Actually, I don't mean sorry, Dan, because he probably won't go broke here, but he's finally on an uptick above a starting stack, and now he's in a situation you don't want to be facing.
Something to remember, Suede Croc, is that sometimes people will have a lot of chips that aren't good, and sometimes they have a lot of chips and they are good. It's not really it doesn't really match up to skill level. It's just, you know, bad players win too, and good players get unlucky. So
here's the situation for Dan. So if he was not shoving in spots where he should have been shoving earlier, then he shouldn't be calling here. If he's trying to preserve his stack and play as long as he can on his one bullet, then this shouldn't be a call. Yeah. Even though it is Rick, but at the same time, Rick has not been 3-betting. 3-betting in this game has still meant like it's real.
Yeah. And here's another thing is, I think the bet is too large, just because the simple fact that nobody's really 3-betting at the table. So you kind of want to entice him. You want to get some value. I mean, you don't want to just blow him off whatever hand he has, because if Dan folds here, that's so bad for Matt. Like, you want to get the value. But he doesn't, so he's better than me, and he gets all the money. So
I think it's either I think he could have played Dan either way. You know, Dan does like to call. Oh, I can't wait to see it. I'm tense. What's it gonna be?
Don't let Dan do the commentary by himself. He was getting really racist. What? Yeah, I mean, so now, and here's the thing with Dan calling. He's calling out a position with tens. I mean, now look at the situation he's in. He, again, what we were just kind of talking about with him is now he's playing the guessing game. He has to figure it out, you know, like, what does Mav have now? You know, like, he 3-bet me. Of course, if I checked him, he's going to bet. So he knows this is going to happen.
Mhm.
You know automatically that
You're facing
if you're calling
another
a 3-bet.
guaranteed.
So why call pre-flop if you're just going to fold to a c-bet? Because he's basically going to c-bet almost every flop, you know? Luckily, he shows. So now Dan's like, oh, I made a good fold. But it was a bad call pre-flop. So it is what it is. I agree, Kishu. I 3-bet a lot more too, so I make it smaller because they're going to be seeing it a lot. But if you just 3-bet once, and this is another thing, how many 3-bets are happening at the table? You know, so like when he does 3-bet, why even mess with it?
Exactly.
There's no 3-bets happening. Like people are limping every hand. It's obviously a monster. So I agree. If you call, you might as well shove. It makes it easier. What does Jay Carver always say? Let's play this hand so we don't make any mistakes in the future. What's the way to do that? Just put all your chips in the middle. I mean, you might as well. But I probably wouldn't. I probably would have just folded. I mean, there's no reason to play. I mean, you just lose your initial bet.
Yeah, I actually think Mav could have made more money there if he just flats Dan's raise and either calls Dan's c-bet or makes Dan call his bets. Because as we've seen, Dan gets a little stationy with pocket pairs.
Yeah.
So see,
And that's something to think about. Somebody in our chat just brought up that it's optimal to 3-bet large because he can't fold. You know, he has a hard time folding, so why not get as much value as you can? And he did that. He got $100 from Dan, which a lot of players wouldn't have because they wouldn't have made it that size.
yeah, had he not 3-bet, he probably had to get at least 2 streets, if not more, to equal the amount Dan put in pre-flop.
But I don't know about shoving pre-flop with tens in Dan's spot. I think folding was the best option. I think he should have just gave up $25. Instead, he gave up $75 more just to do the same thing after seeing the flop.
Yeah, just because that's how he's been playing. He hasn't been pushing when he's had an edge in the hand. So now that you are in a guessing game, why would you
It just
call
shows me
when you don't know what the possible outcome's going to be?
It shows me almost like he's like set mining with tens there. Like that's basically what he's doing. He's calling $75 to set mine,
And he has
you shouldn't do
the
that.
worst odds ever for that.
But everybody plays different, and lay sunglasses. I just can't get over it. Somebody should check that because I feel like he can see the reflection when he puts them upside down. Maybe it's like some kind of weird thing that we don't know about.
Maybe maybe
he's seeing
knows
the
world.
cards like reflected off of. I don't know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, it happens. What's up, Joe the Crow? I see you're a subber. Thanks for hanging out.
Nice. The subs are in the house today. Let's see if we can get some more subs. I mean, the more the merrier.
Yeah. Let's line up the chat with some blue chips.
Need that blue chip hype.
No, you can't put in a 30 of chips when you're trying to set mine.
6 players.
Do we got another Olive Garden pot here? Looks like it.
Check.
Mike is open-ended. Darren's got a flu straw. Dan's got a top 2.
I'm like, all nervous about it. I'm like, you already got it out in your hand.
He's bet 15? Who bet 15 into 30? You're going a million ways. Just pot it. Thin to flip and herd.
You should be able to get the VODs. I think we have our past broadcast even to non-subs.
Yes. They're
So-
all there for everybody.
Yeah, that's open to you already. The sub really isn't. I mean, we're just starting out, so there's not much. I mean, you get to use the emotes and stuff like that, but it's mainly just to show support for our channel that you like what we're doing. I mean, we're not getting paid for this. We're all doing this as a hobby. and it takes a lot of work and effort to make a show at this quality, and it's just a nice way to just show your support. If you come here every week and you like it, I mean, why not? I've spent $5 on worse things, tell you that.
Oh, for sure.
Can't always have my number, man.
So Dan does bet again here when one of the scariest cards rolls off. Maverick trying to decide if his top pair is good with his gut shot.
Call.
You could draw.
If I'm Mike now, I'm just punishing everyone's life. Thanks, XX Dark.
Yeah, I mean, why not?
Man.
The pot's already so big, and I like this. I mean,
All them taters.
there's draws that will beat you out, so just get the money in. And like I said, when I play poker, I'm a big fan of just putting people to the test. Let's somebody else make the hard decisions, and I just make the easy ones. You know, get your stack in, and let's see what happens.
It's like Darren's in the.
That is an over bet, though. I mean, it's a pretty huge bet, but what is he going to bet? Half his stack and then fold? So I don't mind it. I'm your mom's BBC. She get a second monitor, dude. Then you don't have to alt tab.
Can Dan find a fold?
Oh,
Oh, he's
I mean,
wincing. He's wincing. He's
if he
wincing.
hasn't learned from earlier in the game when he got stacked with top two, I mean, like,
The only thing that's a little tough is this is like the third time Mike's been all in.
I mean, I can agree with that, but have you seen his hands? You know,
No, they haven't. I'm just
so
saying.
that's the thing is you don't really know. And again, this is what we were talking about with Dan. He's getting himself in these guessing games. Like now, he's the one making the decision. He's the one that's put to the test, and it's a hard thing. It's a hard way to play poker when you're the one that's always making the decisions.
when you're always in the cage.
You don't want to be in the cage. You want to be putting people in the cage, and it's not a good view from inside the cage.
So in this
So, yeah.
spot, so had Dan bet more on the flop, which I think he should just bet pot, like I said, kind of thin the herd. And now this is being played out the way it is. I think it's an easy fold. But now it's kind of like, well, maybe Dan's trying to convince himself. I'm
Yeah,
pretty
maybe
sure,
I'm
pretty sure
catching
it's a
a-
limp, pretty sure it's a limp pot. Maybe someone's got 10-3. Maybe he has like ace queen of clubs. Like,
But I don't feel like in a three-way pot that anybody's gonna be making a play like that unless they have a bet or two pair. Like,
look how comfy Mike looks, by the way.
yeah, he's sitting back. He's like,
He already has a swig of his beer. He's just hanging out, lining kugels.
I mean, and if he's remembered any of the footage of watching Mike play from before, like last time and the time when I played with him,
What do you think about all these theatrics Dan's going through when there's another person in the pot?
I think he shouldn't be doing this. I think he should just think about his hand and then do something with it, because like he shouldn't be giving off all this information to the third person in the pot, because that's not now. Maverick has an opportunity to like kind of use that information for himself, you know.
Exactly. I don't think Mav can call here. I mean,
Oh, Honey Badger, I think I remember you before. Hi, welcome back.
just given the nature of this hand, I mean, he's not beating anything. And I know I can see the cards, and I know I have, you know, all that good stuff, but ooh, maybe let's turn up the table a little bit and see if they can talk a little bit more.
Max, I think Rick's thinking about how many ways he's gonna get Mike after
Could
this
be.
game.
Yeah, no, I think
parking lot.
I think Rick is trying to figure out how many clean outs he really has. I think if he knew he had 5% to win. I mean, it's a gamble.
It's interesting though because a few sessions ago, Mav is folding like sets and
Yeah, he folded
trips,
bottom
or
set.
was it a set or trips?
It was a set. It was,
Yeah, he
it
folds
was set over
bottom
set.
set knowing that he's beat by a bigger set or bigger boat.
I think he knows he's not completely drawing dead.
I just don't think he realizes what exactly is. I mean, obviously he doesn't know what he's up against, but I don't think he realizes that.
Do you want me to
Mike's so
fold? He
strong.
says. What's your response when someone says, "Will you show me if I fold?"
I do exactly what Mike's doing. I don't say anything. I don't get that awkward with the tilt and looking around and stuff. I just kind of sit there stone faced. If you guys seen in my link that I sent when I was clearly bluffing him.
True that.
I just get in one spot and I just freeze. I mean, I do that every time. I don't like to like try to give off fake tells or anything because I'm not playing with players that are good enough to recognize that stuff anyway.
Or
So it's like,
or playing with them nearly often enough.
yeah, it's a waste of time. Like if I played with the same group of people and they were really thinking players, like then maybe I'd start looking into stuff like that. But honestly, like it's not worth like doing it. Just get in a comfortable position and just stay in that position until the hand's over. I don't like to talk. I don't like to like try to like because I feel like you hurt yourself more when you talk rather than just being quiet. Even in the hand, when I was against him, he was like, "You're not talking. That means you're nervous." And I was just
I
like,
remember that. Yeah.
I was like, "No, I'm not nervous.
Yeah.
I'm just not talking. I just don't talk."
I think Mav's trying to put him in the pressure cooker right now. Just see if he would ever crack.
He kind of seemed relieved, honestly. It was weird.
I wonder if he thought Mav has some sort of
I
like
think I got a better hand than
I think
8-9 of clubs,
he's right. I think he's got a better advantage in my hand, but I got a better.
something like that. That he was like a little bit worried that Mav had like more equity than he did.
That is true, Don. Mike talked a whole bunch in that hand versus me. And I think that actually helped me out because he kind of talked himself into making the wrong decision,
I'm just saying.
which worked out for me.
Did.
Me to
Proud
wrap
of
it,
you.
It's
and
nice.
then you made the comment.
Oh,
I think that
didn't
was
think-
good.
You know what? I didn't think about that.
Well, I didn't see that.
Well, I-
Did you
I'm-
have it? Did you show?
I didn't show
did
it, but I
wrap
did
it.
wrap it. That's why I was trying
Oh,
to
you
block,
wrapped it.
yeah,
Okay,
before I'm up.
gotcha. That'll be good to see.
Right.
Did it show up? I don't think I saw the. They said they rabbited the river card. I didn't.
Oh, yeah,
I didn't see what popped up.
If you guys saw that, because I didn't see the hand,
All right.
I'd like to know what that river was. Or if Tony, if you've seen it.
Dealers love that.
If I'm Brian here, I'm definitely raising it because I have a pretty good image.
They're looking for a dollar hand.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing. It's all about changing gears. So like they've played long enough now. Like Brian,
Oh,
if I was sitting at the table, super tight.
Make it 12.
Yeah.
I mean he's playing just straight up poker. So like if I was him, I would just start exploiting everybody else and
probably
just
go.
boom, 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 start raising.
There it is.
Honey Badger, welcome to our
My 10-8 was good.
little group here, Poker on Air.
We can roll down the table sound now a little
You're
bit.
there, do you call?
At that point.
Yeah, the
you.
table's cool. A little bit.
Yeah. Oh, but
Even though Dan just said he thinks he had the best hand there.
Automatically, yeah.
I love when people fold and they're like, I think I had the best hand. Like, no, you don't, because if you did, you would have called.
Yeah.
So,
And I guess
Let's be real.
sometimes people are frozen because they have a third player and they're worried about it. But
I don't know.
if you think you had the best hand, you're gonna go with it.
Even if
But yeah, Honey Badger, thank you so much for subscribing. Looking forward to seeing that blue chip next to your name in the chat.
I'm like,
Different cards? Or?
stay tuned for the cool emotes.
I don't see that.
Yeah, we got a few up our sleeve. We're working on them and try to get them out soon.
I'm like, set. It's just like I didn't put him on a set. I flopped two up top two pair. I think I really can't put him in the other card.
So we have very much a limp calling situation on this table tonight.
Mike, you folded, right?
I did.
So if I'm guys like,
Well, I'll talk to him.
Frogger.
oh hey there,
Alright.
this could be fun. Like so every time I have a hand that is strong, like Darren's hand's fairly strong, I'm just raising a lot. If they're gonna be limp calling, just
I've been square chip thing.
jack it up.
That's somebody in the chat. Yahtzee.
Yeah, this could be a good time.
Do I really want to put all my
Especially since Matt and Brian are both fairly deep.
busting out to a draw?
This is where, and sometimes people put so much of their heart into these pair and flush draw combos, but unfortunately for Brian, I mean, he has like all sorts of stuff
Oh,
going
so-
on in his flops.
So Chris is like, okay.
Oh, of course Chris is in there. I mean, he has the 4 of hearts. He has the backdoor
Double
Backdoor,
backdoor
backdoor.
portal.
But he does have top pair. I mean, hey, he has an ace. So
There was some heavy action in front of him, but so if I'm Brian now, I'm definitely just gonna slow down. It's a good start.
hey, Lawler nub, thanks.
And now if I'm Mav, I'm probably also checking just because Darren overcalled 2 people in early position. And Darren's got to know that someone's drawing hard right now.
He made it. Did he just bet out 60 on the turn?
65.
65.
65.
Too small, I think.
Definitely too small.
So, what the pot was like 150.
Yep.
I mean, I would have been tempted to bet on the higher side, even like 95, 100, maybe even a little over 100.
I think 100 on the nose.
That honestly would have been my bet.
Especially if I had a black chip. If I had one black $100 chip,
Drop it in there.
I would just plop it
Hundo.
in there. It looks so just easy peasy. Tell them, go bots.
I mean, you also want to. You're planning ahead too. I mean, you want to get all your money in when you have the best hand. So like, how are you going to do that? Like, what steps are you going to take to do that? Like, you make it harder when you make smaller bets to get your money in.
It's so cheap for all your flush draws. Now it's just chop suey.
Again.
Get Moose just says he deserves a suck out now. I think you're right.
And since if you were playing at a casino and the rake was already maxed out or something, sometimes I do weird things like there's no reason for it, but I just ship it. Like, why not?
Yeah.
Because somebody might misread their hand, or you never know. Like, he might think that he only had a pair of 8s and doesn't see the straight, or I mean, you just never know what can happen. So why not? I know, like, against better players, they don't do that, but I like to do stuff like that.
I was trying to watch player reactions to when the hands got flipped over. Mike kind of had like a, oh really, kind of look. Chris kind of had like a bewildered look, like, oh. I mean, I think he's just kind of like, oh, you flopped it, you rivered it. I think he's more like, oh, whatever. But Darren is kind of like, man, like, what do I gotta do around here?
He's like, can't get a break, man.
Yeah, you flop a joint like that versus, you know, on a wet board, you know, with the flush out there.
Get the money in. Just try to get the money in.
Blast away.
You have the nuts, so get the nuts.
You have the
Put
nuts
money
right
in.
now, but you have the potential to not have the nuts any longer. So get
You
the money in while you
have
can.
The Caitlyn Jenner.
At least I pushed him out.
Sorry.
If you and your friends would like to play at the Poker on Air Penthouse Studio and have your game broadcast to the world, just give us a call. Your friends or league can rent our studio and play on our brand new custom-built RFID poker table, while we capture all the fun and action using 7 high-definition cameras and our live stream studio switcher. Play live while our commentators call all the action and bring your game to life. So if it's your league's final game of the season, or you and some friends just want to have fun, the Poker on Air studio is available to you. We can even take our show on the road and broadcast live from your event or casino. The graphics and sponsors on this custom traveling table can be changed to meet the needs of your event. Even better, if you would like a custom RFID table built for you or your venue, or would like to become a Poker on Air Broadcast City franchise, we can help you with that request as well. For more information, just give us a call at the number on your screen or email us at producer@pokeronair.com. Poker on Air, let's deal you in.